So a new qualifying format is going to be trialed in 2023, only at 2 races, thankfully. So you kind of already know what my opinion on this is going to be, but they're going to try this out in 2 races this season. It's to be confirmed which events those will be, but I will read directly from the document here. And it says a revised qualifying format, short form RQF, will take place at up to 2 events in 2023 for the purpose of evaluating whether the revisions are suitable for subsequent championships, as per the updated regulations. So this is what the revised qualifying format will entail. This will see tire compounds mandated for each stage of F1's usual 3-part qualifying session. So what they want to do is to have hard tires only for Q1, medium tires only for Q2, and finally soft tires only in Q3. And then intermediates and wets will be allowed, of course, if the session is declared wet. At RQF events, each driver may use up to no more than 11 sets of dry weather tires, 4 sets of intermediate tires, and 3 sets of wet weather tires. What do you guys think of this proposed revised qualifying format?
Is that the only change? That's the only...
That is the only change, yeah.
I mean, okay. I mean, I like the idea, but if you're going to make a change, make a change. That's not a change, really. It's just putting a sticker over what's already happening. Everyone's already on the same compounded tire. Basically, the only thing you're doing is negating the strategic battle that we usually get to see in Q2 with who starts on mediums and who starts on softs, which is, brings an interesting perspective into Q2.
Which so we don't even have that anymore because they got rid of that. I think was it last season, right? So it's just free tire choice.
No, you're right, actually. Yeah. So that doesn't even matter even more. So now I really don't even understand why they would do that. Like I like the idea. I like the kind of overall perspective behind it, but I just don't understand what it would change. Go for it, Shaker.
So I think again, not an engineer. I've said this many times on this podcast, but I think the only thing it brings it down to is, like you said, it takes away the tire choices and the strategic things in play by the teams, and it basically just boils it down to what the cars can perform it with those tires consecutively over lap time. So if they're using the same tire compound in, like, say Q1, and they're starting with like old set used tires from like another race, that team probably is going to be at a bigger advantage because that tire's already used. But if they're all using fresh hard tires, they all kind of have to go into it in terms of actually get the tires up to temp and stuff like that. So I think it doesn't change anything, Tyler. You're absolutely right, but I think it just dumbs it down for people who are watching, is all it is going to do. Is that if everybody's on the same tire compound, they're going to be setting the same lap time around the track. Basically, what comes down to their engine and the aero performance of the car with the same tire compound on each car. All I think it does is just dumbs it down for people, is what they're doing.
That's a really good point, actually. If you think of it, it's all set for TV and the viewer.
Yeah,
it's a great point, Shaker.
But again, not an engineer. This is just my theory.
or it could complicate things even more, because new fans are going to be sitting around going, "Wait, what tire are they on for this Q2? Is it which tire? The red one? No. That one's this one. The third Q. It's the white tire. Which one? The hard one." It's like a couple years ago when they changed all the hypersoft and super soft, and they got rid of all that. They had like 7 different names for the tire compound, so it could have the opposite effect. People might get even more confused now. I don't know.
Yeah, but controversially, I like the hypersoft and the super soft better than what the C3 and C2.
When I read it, my only reaction was, why? Yeah. I'm like, when we look at the priority of the things that we need to change to improve the racing, and they always, I don't get what is wrong with the people who are running Formula One, where every couple of years they have this urge. It's like almost a rash that they have to scratch of, like, we need to change the qualifying format. We need to change the qualifying format. And then it's always the worst ideas to change the qualifying format. I mean, people still have like PTSD from that change in 2016 or whatever it was. I don't even know what the name of that qualifying was. But I
don't know what that was.
I think it was so bad they canceled it like mid-qualifying session. They're like, we're done. Like, let's just restart. We're going back to Q1, Q2, Q3. It was just that bad. But I don't understand it. I mean, to me, in qualifying, you want to see the cars on the lightest fuel with the tires that have the most grip so that we can get the best laps possible. Because, I mean, really, if you're, let's say, one of these backmarker teams, running that soft compound tire in qualifying, if you got a driver in your car that can extract the most performance out of the car with the softest tire, that could get you into Q2, maybe even Q3. For example, the Williams in the last couple of years. But now you strap on a set of hard tire compounds for that first Q1 session, maybe that just doesn't interact well with the car. So they're going to have basically no chance of getting any sort of lap time performance out of the tire. Again, I'm not an engineer anyway, so maybe I'm not thinking about it the right way. But I mean, I think we're going to see a lot of cars, struggling to bring up tire temperatures in that Q1 lap. I think we're just going to see a decrease in the excitement of qualifying sessions, in my opinion. And maybe that's the goal, because they're going to end up making qualifying so obsolete that they're just going to say sprint races for every single race. And we're no longer even going to see the excitement of a one-lap qualifying lap, which to me is still one of the most exciting things about Formula One. My vote, and I've always said this, is that they should go back to how they used to do it in the old days, which is maybe not for every single session, but at least in Q3, the top 10 drivers, each driver goes out individually and has like one chance to set a lap, and that's it. And then everybody, the whole cameras, the whole broadcast, everybody at the track, they're focused on just that one car on track. And that's when all the pressure's on, because everybody's watching that one driver go for pole. To me, that would make it much more exciting and would put a lot of value into qualifying of why people should watch. Because now, most times we don't even get to see the pole position lap in qualifying because we're focusing on 10 different drivers. So that's personally the only change that I'd make for qualifying. Other than that, I think the format's okay the way it is.